All right, before we get too far down the road here, we actually need to start with the end in mind. And what I mean by that is, where is this brochure going to live? Where is it going to be seen? And what's its purpose? So right now we're going to create a simple trifold brochure, and it's going to go in a rack card or a rack like this, both in hotels and in like the Chamber of Commerce and anywhere else that will let us stash a brochure. So looking at this, typically trifold brochures can be an 8.5 by 11, or in this case it's a 9 by 12. So when we fold it up, it's going to be about 4 inches wide by about 9 inches tall. And you'll see that we have a lot of competition. We have a lot of other tourist traps and destinations that this brochure has to stand out against. So as we look closer and look at some of these designs, which ones stick out to you as you look at this? Now, to me, if I'm interested in an activity, I see the ones that actually say what it is. So for example, this helicopter tours really sticks out to me. Rafting sticks out. Fishing sticks out. These are the activities. So if I'm interested in, say, mountain biking, or in this case, paddleboarding, I probably want to see the word paddleboard right on top. Some of these other brochures over here that have their bullet list or just part of the design that gets hidden behind the other brochures, to me aren't nearly as effective as the ones that simply say, hey, here's what I'm about. So we'll definitely implement that as we dive in to our design. We'll create some sort of design that probably has the word paddleboard right at the top just to catch your attention. So we'll keep that in mind. The other thing is the physical limitations of the size. So again, these brochures are about 4 inches wide by about 9 inches tall. And what we need to do now is figure out, well, who's going to print this, right? If we're thinking with the end in mind, who is actually going to produce this brochure for us? So I've got a few different printers here that I use personally that I wanted to share with you and let you take a look at. You're welcome to do anything you want here, pick any size you want here, but Print Runner is one that I've used for quite a while. They do a pretty good job. They're nothing super fancy, but they're extremely affordable, very inexpensive to print with these guys. And you can choose some of the printing options here and see right away how much it's going to cost. If we click down on the drop down size, they do have an option stock right out of the gate for 9 inch by 12 inch. So that's perfect for what we need today. So I know that they are definitely a good option to produce this piece for me. I've got another company here called 4Color Print, and these guys, I've been super impressed with their quality of their business cards. I've got a sample pack I ordered from them, and they are incredible. Really, really good craftsmanship. Really impressed with them. I haven't ordered a brochure from them yet, so I don't know, but I would assume it would be of the same kind of quality and caliber. But here's another option. And then one that I use locally, I'm in Montana, so these guys are out of Montana, printingforless.com. They've got by far the best customer support I've ever seen or had to work with. I've actually been to their facility, state of the art, really great people and awesome capabilities. So I would definitely recommend them as well if you're going to produce anything for print, in this case, the brochure. So definitely give them a call or order a free sample so you can see what they can do. And then here's just a few other that I Googled and found. Jack Prints is a great one. PS Print I've never used personally, but they do have some options here that look like they're pretty affordable. And then, of course, Vista Print. I've also seen lots of commercials about them, but I've never actually personally used them. So all of that in mind, let's go ahead and get started. There's a couple ways we can work. One is a lot of printers already have the template for the file you're needing. So sometimes it's easy just to give them a call, or in this case, just download the file you need, or we can create it from scratch. So I'll show you both ways here in just a second. I'm going to jump over here to Print Runner. So printrunner.com, come over to brochures, and then you can click on whatever size you want to work with. In this case, I've got the templates tab right here, and they have all kinds of templates already created for me. So the one that we want specifically is just this 9 by 12 trifold. So I'll click the download button, and I'll choose Photoshop for my format right now, and I'll download the template. And while that's downloading, in fact, it's already done here, I just want to show you one other thing that might be helpful for those of you who don't know anything about printing yet or the production of brochures. They've got a really great illustration here to show you what the folds look like. So we have a half fold, a trifold, and this is the brochure we're going to be making today. You can see how that folds up. But they also have other options like a Z fold and a gate fold. that can be really effective solutions depending on where this is going and what you want to do. So just take a look at that, get familiar with the folds that are available, as well as the paper stock. In this case, we are going to be designing for a 100-pound gloss book. So that's something I'll get into a little bit later, but basically it's going to feel really good in your hands. It's going to be a little bit shiny, and it's going to feel pretty sturdy, but not too sturdy, not like a cardstock. So it's a great choice for this brochure. And in the next lesson here, we're going to take a look at that template I just downloaded, and we'll also look at creating a new file from scratch.